Okay, hello and welcome to Prisoner of the Ephemeral Kingdom. This is a surprise. I came across this and I absolutely have no clue what this is. But from what little I know, it's a killing game, maybe a murder mystery, something like that. It is a visual novel. So there's going to be 14 people that were they kidnapped or something? I don't know. But they were transported to a manor, a mansion. And they had to partake in a ritual to do something. I'm not quite sure, but I guess we'll find out. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Let's check this out.
It's almost the time.
Glenn glanced at the watch on his left wrist. The sun was setting. He stood up from under the thick tree roots, shaking the wet mud off his trousers. The ground was as soft as a recently deceased corpse. Each step sank half an inch deep. The air was thick, as it would swallow him whole. Just as he stood up, a patch of green suddenly stirred beside him. That wasn't a plant, it was another person. Clad in grassy camouflage, the figure slowly rose from the bushes, wet mud sloughing off to reveal sharp, angular features.
Oh, Jack, you look like wild man out there.
The man called Jack did not reply. He looked down, retrieved a disassembled sniper rifle from his backpack, and began reassembling it. His knuckles whitened, every motion seeming like a ritual etched into muscle through endless repetition. Here in the rainforests of Congo, Africa, sunlight barely pierced through the dense canopy, leaving only scattered patches of dappled light upon the forest floor. The humid stench of decay hung thick in the air, reeking like the bodily fluids of some massive beast.
All right. Have you ever been to Africa?
Jack remained silent, merely shaking his head.
Funny thing is, getting lost is the only thing I don't worry about in this rainforest. Normally I'd say I'm lost, but here, there isn't even a path to begin with. I'll just say, look, more weird plants over there.
Wordless, Jack seated the final component, sliding the bullet home, slow, smooth, seamless, like a long-rehearsed rite.
You never shut up, except when you are working. Relax. Once we are done, it's back to AC and cold beer.
The air grew thick, heavy, the suffocating calm before a storm. Glenn pulled binoculars from his waistpack and took point, Jack trailing behind. They pushed through the vines, advancing toward a stretch of high ground at the jungle's edge. They reached the cliffside. Jack went prone and braced his sniper rifle. Glenn took a knee and raised binoculars at his side.
Look, here they come.
What, are they hunting something? In the distance, a dilapidated bus swayed unsteadily along the dirt road. With a creak, the door swung open. Passengers stepped off one by one. None of them were locals. They had all come from China, thousands of miles away. Through the binoculars, the assassination target came into view. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, we are the... This is the protagonist? We get to choose. Okay, Lu Lan. Okay. That's not for the story. That's fine, we'll go with this. Jack adjusted his crosshair, locking onto the target stepping out of the bus. Are we the target?
No abnormalities in the surroundings.
Is this the 14 people in the bus?
Just wait for the right moment and take the shot, Jack.
As Lulan stepped off the bus with the group, Jack guided his rifle bit by bit, matching Lulan's pace. Oh shit. Jack's fingers rested against the trigger, steady as rigor mortis. With just one pull, Lulan's life would vanish instantly. No struggle, no pain. Jack was just about to pull the trigger, just another routine kill in his career when...
Jack!
What? The gunshot and Glenn's shout erupted at the same instant. Knocked Jack's rifle. Oh, they were targeted. Jack rolled fast before his brain processed the gunshot. Beside him, Glenn had already dropped flat, face slamming into the mud, utterly still. Oh! Hunter became hunted. A moment ago, Glenn had stepped in front, taking the bullet meant for Jack. Jack threw himself down beside Glenn, his fingers brushing blood still warm. Glenn's eyes remained open, never to close again. The second bullet came. Jack rolled and slid into nearby bushes. Branches burst apart as the bullets ripped past, scorching the air past his ear. He pressed into the dirt, panting. A figure stood on the shaded path. No, a girl. Oh shit, wasn't she on the cover? She was young, barely in her teens, dressed in an intricately embroidered Western-style gown. She looked like a noble maiden straight out of a classic novel. She stood in a slanting beam of light, her silver-white hair almost glowing. Her face was delicate yet cold, with an inexplicable dissonance beneath the surface. She held a pistol, smoke still curling from the barrel. It was a design Jack had never seen before, yet unmistakably ancient. Oh, she saved us then, right? Like, do we know her? It defied logic, the very sight of it. This was no place for her. A girl belonged in sunlit gardens, sipping tea over poetry, not here in a Congolese rainforest where insects seethed and roots coiled. She emerged from the jungle's shadow, and Jack's gaze crashed into hers. In that instant, his heart skipped a beat, not from fear, but from a sense of déjà vu. At the same time, the girl froze for a split second.
Who are you? I think I know you.
Her tone didn't sound like confirmation, rather, like tracing a name in a dream. Jack did not respond, and she didn't wait for an answer.
Forget it. You're nobody.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Hurt my master. You die.
Oh! If you want to murder your master, you must die. What is that quotation? If you want to murder your master, you must die. Okay, so we have a guardian. Master. At the term, Jack's mind raced to possibilities, but no logic emerged. Too late. The pistol was with Glenn, his rifle still lying at the cliff's edge. All he had left was a combat knife. Completely outmatched, but Jack was a killer. All he needed was one opening. She pulled the trigger. Jack moved. For an instant, he was a distortion in the air, a twisted shadow, then he snapped left. The bullet grazed his thigh, searing pain flare as flesh peeled away. With his lunge, he whipped the blade up, a vicious diagonal slash toward the girl's throat. Almost instinct, she recoiled like a startled cat. She dodged the killing blow, yet the knife still sliced her face. The blade swept past her eyes, blood bloomed like red vines. Blood streamed down her face, with eyes clenched shut. She pulled the trigger again toward Jack. The bullet passed through the air, striking a tree beside Jack. Jack half crawled, half stumbled into the nearby bushes, pressing himself lower than still. Perhaps realizing the odds were against her, the silver-haired girl backed away, keeping her pistol raised before slipping into the forest shadows. The sound of snapping branches grew distant, footsteps increasingly uneven, until only the whispered wind through leaves remained. After a dozen of seconds, Jack crawled out and made his way over to Glenn. He crouched and gently closed Glenn's wide, unseeing eyes. The man's lip parted slightly as a word had caught in his throat at the last moment. Jack said nothing. He retrieved the pistol from Glenn's body, checking the magazine was full and a round was already chambered. He rose, gaze pinning the girl's flight path. A scarlet path, blood streaked the leaves, smeared the mud. Wounded, blind, she ran on pure instinct. Oh no. Jack clutched the pistol, beginning to track the blood trail. The trail stretched onward, spouting ground, clinging to branches like spilled red ink. After 10 minutes of pursuit, the undergrowth abruptly thinned. A cavern yawned before him, its entrance half cloaked by vines. The blood trail vanished into the waiting darkness. Jack peered into the cavern, only to meet a yawning abyss, so deep and dark it seemed to devour light itself. As he looked around, his gaze snagged on something beneath the vines veiling the cavern walls, something not quite right. He drew his knife and cut through the vines covering the cavern walls. Gradually, the stone wall came into view. What the hell is that? Jack's pupils flicked. It wasn't the stone's natural color, but handprints. Innumerable handprints. Left hands outnumbered right, a dense mass surging from the rock, fingers twisted upward in silent screams or desperate pleas. When Jack cut through the vines overhead, he finally knew what they were calling to. A great bird spreading its wings in flight. A sense of foreboding rose in him. As a killer, Jack's instincts never lied. Turning back now, he might still bring Glenn's body home. Entering the cave, he would be walking straight into danger. Looking down at the pistol, Jack made his decision. No matter what, he would avenge Glenn. With his pistol raised, Jack advanced, one slow stride at a time, into the gaping maw of the cave. Darkness pressed down like a sodden net, swallowing him whole. Interesting? The sound of the alarm clock waked me up from my sleep. I sat up subconsciously, my head still a little dazed and I couldn't even remember where I was. I groped my way up and unzipped the tent. Standing outside was a guide lady with a friendly smile. Oh, they're on vacation. The bus.
早上好啊。
Oh? Oh, I was wondering it's only gonna be in English voiceover. Because this game is Chinese, right? But those guys, Jack and Glenn, they were English. Okay, I see. Ah, Miss Guide. Seeing the other person's smile finally reminded me of where I was. This is the Congo Millennia Natural Reserve, an almost unexplored tropical rainforest in Central Africa. The place is sparsely populated, the land is humid, and the fog lingers among the trees all year round. It also hides something that has been forgotten by history. A month ago, the remains of a cave were accidentally discovered in this remote area. The Chinese government quickly organized an international inspection team, mobilized a group of experts from China. I am Professor Li Lun's assistant and also his student. Unfortunately, on the day I arrived, I wasn't used to it. Fever, vomiting, diarrhea. As soon as the medicine was taken, the person fell asleep for a whole night.
感觉怎么样？睡了一觉好些了吗？
Well, much better. Sorry to trouble you. Where are teacher Li Lun and the others? When do we leave?
他们2个小时前就走了。是李伦老师让我留下来，等你身体恢复，再带你去会合。
I see.
你吃完早餐，我们就出发吧。
Right. So it's not a vacation. The forest in front of us is as thick as flowing ink, with towering tree trunks and dense vines, making it almost impossible for sunlight to penetrate.
从这里出发，走1公里左右就到了。我们动身吧。
The guide skillfully cleared away the vines tangled along the path, creating a safe passage for us. Watching her effortless movements, I couldn't help but admire her. You're amazing. You don't look like a stranger at all. Have you been in Congo for many years?
其实我也才来2年。
Oh, so you worked as a guide in other places before?
没有啦，之前是在国内做高铁列车长。
Oh, a high-speed train conductor. But why did you quit your job and come to the Congo to be a guide?
吓到了吧？4年前我出了一场事故，差点就死掉了。身体痊愈后，我突然觉得命这东西太不靠谱了。既然活着，为什么不多走走看看？于是我就辞了职，周游世界。结果到非洲时，被这片土地彻底迷住，就留了下来。
It's so amazing.
没有，你过奖了。
I looked at her back and suddenly felt that her footsteps seemed a little lighter than before. The sunlight is getting fainter. We chatted and walked along the trail. Is it only us two? After walking for half an hour, the guide suddenly stopped and turned back to smile at me.
到了。
A glimmer of light shone through the gaps between the branches and leaves above his head, and a dark cave entrance appeared in front of him. Oh, it's the same cavern. The guide took out a flashlight from his backpack and the light flashed into the depths of the cave.
听说这个山洞蜿蜒曲折，四通八达，就连最先发现它的村民也不知道有多少个入口。山洞里道路复杂，地面也很湿滑，进去后请务必小心。
I nodded and followed her into the cave. As we went deeper, the cave became dark, and the light of the flashlight danced on the uneven stone walls. After walking not far, I stopped. The mirror appeared. That's it.
吓我一跳！怎么了？
I suddenly approached the stone wall and almost pressed against it. Under the flashlight, I could vaguely see the light brown patterns and words on the rock wall. That's not the African rock art style. That's right. This is exactly the same as what's in the photo. It's Chinese Xiaozuan. There is no mistake. In this cave in the remote African rainforest, Chinese characters appeared. A month ago, when the photos from the cave were sent back to China, the entire historical field was shocked. Led by the government, the inspection team was quickly formed and hurried to the African Congo. These characters are Xiaozan of the Qing dynasty.
小篆。
During the spring and autumn period and the Warring States period, the feudal lords were divided, and the Chinese characters in each country were different in simplified and traditional forms, and one character had multiple shapes. After Qin Shi Huang destroyed the Six Kingdoms, he ordered the books to be written in the same text and the chariots to be in the same track. Therefore, on the basis of a large seal script originally used in the Qing dynasty, it was simplified and unified written Chinese character. Small seal script was created. I flicked my flashlight back and forth on the cave walls. There are not many words on this wall. Time has left modded traces on them, and only part of the content can be barely legible. An envoy must be sent to offer sacrifices and jade silk. Chen danced with 800 people and played the music of gold and stone to show his respect. The mottled and damaged handwriting seems to have awakened from the years of history with a sense of absurdity. It seems that this is some kind of temple prayer, describing some sacrificial activities.
这是中国的祭祀吧？可为什么非洲人会祭祀中国神明呢？
Well, this is the most incredible part. Teacher Li Lun and the other must have seen this before and went deeper. Let's go faster. I can't wait to hear the professor's insights. The deeper you go into the cave, the heavier the air becomes. It was as if we were not walking on the ground, but were being swallowed bit by something. The surrounding murals are fragmented, mostly about hunting, sacrifice, dancing, butchering. But the lines are weird and the proportions are out of proportion, like a dream painted by a madman. Is it the woman? Suddenly, I hear a sound. Wait.
怎么了？
Did you hear anything? She listened intently and shook her head.
没有。
Then the sound came again. This time I heard it clearly. It was a girl's breathing and moaning. She sounded very weak and in dire need of help. Miss Guide, did you really not hear anything?
没有，我真的什么都没听到。
Her expression froze for a moment, then she slowly shook her head, looking somewhat uneasy.
你不会是幻听了吧？在这种地方待久了，可能是会有这种症状。
I didn't let her finish. The flashlight swung to the left fork in the road, illuminating a small patch of damp rock. Where does that lead?
那边没有壁画，而且地势很危险，一失足就可能摔下去。
But I have to go. That girl needs my help. I felt as if I were being called, and I stepped past the guide into that fork in the road. Wait, so the main character... Wait, are we even the same dude from the bus? But yeah, the main character doesn't know that he has a guard or something? A guardian?
等等，我陪你去。
Maybe we're not even the same person. One after another, we move along the narrow and slippery passage. The structure of the cave is horribly twisted, with walls sometimes sinking in and sometimes bulging outward like the backs of beasts. I nearly slipped several times and finally we came to a clearing. When the light of the flashlight shone through, I froze. Come on, what is it? It is her. Wait, no? Oh, it is her. She just had like a blindfold on. A little girl with white hair lay motionless, curled up on the ground. Is this her? Her hair is like snow, and although her clothes are shabby, there is still a vague sense of exquisiteness and splendor. Hey, are you okay? I knelt down and looked at her carefully. Blood flowed from the bandages around his eyes, dripping down his cheeks and onto the ground. In addition, her legs were also wrapped in bandages, and there were faint traces of dry blood on them. Despite this, the girl's face was extremely calm, as if she was used to this helplessness and loneliness. The guide lady also caught up and gasped when she saw the girl.
真的有人！可是他怎么会在这儿？
She's looking bad. We need to get her to the hospital quickly. To free my hands, I turned off the flashlight and put it back in my backpack. Then I squatted down and carefully picked up the little girl. She wasn't this small, right? The gun lady? She weighed very little, and when I came into contact with her cold skin, I felt a strange feeling in my heart for some reason. It's like I've known her from a long time ago. Huh. Mulan? Huh? Oh, sorry. Let's leave now and go back to town.
好的，我在前面带路，请千万小心。
Oh, what? Oh no! Guide lady! Miss Guide. In the darkness, the guide lady suddenly let out a scream. Why? It's the what's his name, right? Jack? Why? A sharp, blood-soaked dagger stretched out from her chest. Someone stabbed her in the back. The next moment, the other party pulled out a dagger and she fell to the ground. The flashlight rolled down at my feet and a beam of light swept diagonally into the darkness. What? Why? A vague figure jumped out the shadows, swooped towards me. I didn't have time to think, I just instinctively protected the girl in my arms. The figure staggered and fell to the ground. The guide lady lay there and used her last strength to hug the attacker's legs. Her face was twisted and there was blood at the corner of her mouth. God damn it. Poor thing. Why? She's not even like part of this. She's just a guide. But
快走啊！
hearing her weak, bloodstained cry, I turned and rushed into the depths of the cave, clutching the little girl. Oh, he went deeper in. Behind me, the echoes of darkness and the endless wind howled. What? I feel bad for the guide. The guide. Damn it, what's going on? I held the little girl tightly, running along the cave wall, trying to make my footsteps as light and silent as possible. In the deep darkness of the cave, I couldn't see anything. I didn't even know which direction I was running in. I could only instinctively move forward. The little girl nestled in my arms, apparently unusually small and fragile. She did shrink, right? It seems like she did shrink. Her long white hair spread out in my arms. Suddenly, she moved. A weak whimper escaped her lips. She had woken up.
This place.
She speaks English. The little girl spoke in English, so I answered her in English too. Easy now, I'm not gonna hurt you. You were hurt back in the cave. I was just about to get you out and find help. I spoke softly, partly to avoid being overheard by the guy chasing us, and partly to reassure the little girl. What is your name? How did you end up passed out in a cave like that? And that guy back there. I hesitated, unsure how to explain to a blind little girl that we had been stabbed. and we're now running for our lives. Just as I hesitated, the little girl's voice suddenly became agitated.
You are...难道您就是我的主人吗？
Oh, okay. Huh? Wait, can you speak Chinese? The little girl didn't answer, but stretched out a hand and stroked my face back and forth, as if to confirm something.
不会错的，您真的是我的主人。您竟然亲自来救我了，真是不胜惶恐。
Okay, this is interesting. No, what? What are you talking about? What master?
没错，是你，一定是你。
Is there some sort of like past and present kind of thing? She came from the like there's a relationship in the past, in a past life or something, and then now it's like that or a ritual? I don't know, man. What's going on? Her voice was trembling and enthusiastic, as if she had seen a god in her faith. Wait, did you make something wrong?
虽然我的眼睛看不见，但这个声音，还有我双手感受到的连线，毫无疑问，就是你。
This girl was obviously a foreigner, but she suddenly spoke fluent Chinese and called me master. Call her crazy, but her voice is extremely clear and logical. Regardless of who is the master or not, there's a guy who is chasing us now. Do you know who he is?
是那个杀手，他是冲着您来的。
Okay.
但是请放心，我就算拼上这条性命，也一定会保护你。
It's over. I don't understand what this little girl is saying at all. Forget it. Let's find a way to escape from this ghost place first. The little girl seemed to have spoken too much just now, which made her injured body even more exhausted, and she fell asleep again at this moment. I picked her up and continued running towards the darkness. I don't know how long I was gone. The steps are getting slower and slower, and the eyelids are getting heavier. A little light appeared in the darkness ahead. I opened my eyes wide and almost pounced. Exit? Light is not the color of the sun. Only after I got closer did I see clearly that it was a stone door with firelight shining through the gaps, red, wavering. I looked close to the crack of the door but couldn't see inside. The little girl in her arms remained motionless. I hugged her tightly and pressed my shoulder against the stone door. The door moved and the sound of heavy rocks scraping against each other echoed through the cave. The fire suddenly illuminated everything in front of me. This is... It looks like a ritual table, dude. The space behind the stone door is a sealed stone chamber, round and about 2 feet high. There are 2 ever-burning lamps embedded on the wall, and their dim yellow flames burn quietly. In the center is an ancient... Oh, it's a sarcophagus.
来了。
Girl 1, hi?
哦，
What?
来了呢。
When I was extremely surprised, the voices of 2 girls sounded from nowhere. I turned my head and the stone door closed quietly behind me.
既然来了，就得参加了。
Uh-oh.
既然来了，可不能走啊！
能来到这里的，全都有资格。
能来到这里的，都是候选者。
Oh shit, what are we doing? Who are you? What do you want? No one answered me. A floral fragrance began to fill the air. Oh no, it's sleeping powder or whatever. Not perfume, but the scent of plants, slightly sweet, slightly bitter, warm, like it was rising from blood. I looked down at the stone coffin. There were several purple dendrobium flowers on the lid. The flower stems were still covered in mud, as if they had just been picked from the living branches. Hallucination? Something's happening. Poisoned? Huh? What's going on? Suddenly, a wave of dizziness washed over me, and it felt as though something gently pressed down on my consciousness.
不过，他带了别人也没关系吗？
带着别人也允许，没关系的。
规则是这样吗？
规则是这样的。
My ears started to throb. Their voices came from all directions, coming from the walls, drilling through the ground, dripping down from above. I wanted to speak again, but I couldn't utter a word.
那么就开始吧。
那么，就开始了。
一切都是为了我们梦寐以求的永恒帝国。
Eternal Empire. The instant the fire went out, I lost consciousness. Oh man.
咕啷咕啷咕啷咕啷。
Oh man, what an intro. Okay, then I'm gonna end this one here for today. Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. So we have a guardian, but we don't know it for some reason? Or is it like some sort of like covert kind of thing, right? I don't know, but the thing is like, well, yeah, there's a lot of questions because it's only the beginning, but that little girl, we still don't even know her name. Like, she does not, I don't think they're the same ethnicity, right? The main character is Chinese, right? And then I don't think that little girl is Chinese. She knows Chinese, but it's weird. There's no explanation for it right now. But this is getting pretty interesting though. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. またね。